Everybody, Flex Nuts here out of 146 000, the melee guy. Alright, so today I'm bringing you a video of what to do if you're a new player. That, and I also want to hit on, I've been asked a lot of questions about my mobility recovery build in order to hunt zombies all the time. So I'm going to go into that, but before I do that, I got to do what I always forget to do and turn off my volume for the clicking. So that being said, all right, let's get into it. Here we go. So as you can see, the first thing I do is I live at the Capitol. I always do. The reason I do that is because when I go zombie hunting, I need a slower fleet speed for monster killing. So the reason that is because I hunt zombies 24/7. I can turn my device off, or not turn it off, but just plug it in at night and just let it go idle with auto kill. But this is the critical factor. You got to have auto kill. So every night when I go to bed, I just set it to what you see here. All right, 1 fleet, 2-minute route. Now, although I click both of these here, I don't need them. Not really. I may end up at the end of the morning when I wake up, maybe using about 3 or 4 cans. It's not a lot, but the point this is keeping me from hitting 100 mobility. Now, if you hit 100 mobility, you're not doing anything with it. Like right now, as you can see here, I'm at 67 mobility. I don't want to hit 0, because if I hit 0, my auto kill turns off. So I want that happy medium. I don't want to hit 0. I don't want to hit 100. I just want it to be a passive gained entity in which I can still get all of my officer XP fragments. And what I mean by that is, if you look at your kills, these officer XP fragments, I can get this overnight. I can get all my resource packs, my biochem, and some commander XP. Now, right now, I don't have my mobility officer equipped, so I look hypocritical in that route, but I just finished doing Medici's Labyrinth, so, in which also, let's see here, how that turned out. I'm ranked 19 right now in Medici's. So, and that's just full melee, baby. I should make a video on that and bring that to y'all. And I think I will. But in the meantime, what I like to do is, as of right now, I have found the best build I have for my mobility recovery. I'm at 94 seconds. Now, I used to be around 88 seconds. I did some changes because I didn't need that much. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if I'm spending like 2 or 3 gas cans on overnight killing, that's fine with me. But I found more benefit from resetting one of these skills and taking it up about 5 seconds. So 90 to 94 seconds is your sweet spot if you live at the Capitol. Now, you can get better at it with not living at the Capitol. But the only 2 days I move to Hive are the 2 days that matter. That's phase 5 of the battle phase in Frenzy and Void. Or if anyone needs me. If anyone needs me, I'm going to speed there. I'm going to get there anyway. But I can do that. I'm not... I'm able to, I guess, spend that money to make that happen. So what I do 28 other days of the month is I sit right here and I just one fleet it, and that's what you see right here is what you get. So if you go in here, and I think right now zombie phase, and I'm ranked 458. I just started it, but by tomorrow morning, with me just doing that one fleet, I guarantee I'll be in the top 50. Just rocking one monster kill. And that's not part of this video. That just happens to be a coincidental time frame for this phase. But that being said, what I like to do, and I'm going to walk you through what I do on a daily basis right when I log in. I buy every single one of these. So I'll refresh and I'll buy my cans. I'll buy my officer packs. My officer fragment chest. I'll sell. I'll come over here. I'll exchange one of these little bad boys because as of right now these are still fucking useless and I'm stacked on them. Exchange food for steel, no brainer, and research speed. So this is a perfect one. This right here is a good little example of what I like to do every day. Now, you don't always get a good pack exchange like that, so I'm just going to blow through and show you what I do on a daily basis, and I'll try my best to speed it up as much as possible so you can kind of see here. And Now at this point, I just kind of subconsciously do it. I never use my gas cans or my fuel recovery cans to exchange for anything. So if this is too fast for you, I suggest you put it on a slow speed. Actually, this is another good exchange section here. So we'll do all of these. And I'm gonna cut this one just a little short so I can save on time. Now I will sometimes buy this if I need to. Right now I think I got like 60 days, so I'm not too worried about it. But I always get my commander packs and these officer XP packs. Other than that, I don't spend what you see right here. The only time I really blow that in large sums is for teleports, just because, you know, if you keep doing it like at the rate I'm doing it, you'll get so much of the looks like $1. It's not $1. Whatever that currency is, you'll get so much of it that you'll need to spend it somewhere. But also, random teleports. No one needs that shit, so I'll exchange that for things like that. And this is where I'm done. I will go all the way on all of mine to, I use all 20, but for the video's sake, I'll come over here, I'll exchange, refresh, I'll do all of these. So I need 3,000 here, so I only use it as I need it, right? So going by, and the reason I do Brave Star, I don't do these guys because, you know, they're just resource officers. You don't really need them. You'll get them so much just frequently, just because it's just how the algorithm works. But if you get Brave Star and Kingsley fragments, and here's why, and it will help you at the end of the road when you get to in-game type material. If you go into your little booklet here, when you unlock all of them, all of these officers here in this warfare section, they have their own entity and booklets. All these officers here in Drill Master section, they have their own entity and booklets. The same as with all of them. You don't need these dudes. I mean, right now if I click on it, you'll see how many fragments I have. I have 46 fragments with Doc Gray. I don't need any of this. I really don't. And I could force push it. But what I mean by force push it is, if you have a skill, you can click on one of these, and you can click your 3S. With 1,000 of these little fragments here, as I'm circling it, you can choose any skill you want on a 3S level. Ordinarily, I don't recommend it unless you do, let's see here, Aeon, which I want this one. Your Fortify on the reduced damage taken from long-range troops. So if I had enough, I would click here, go to 3S, and I would purchase this in a heartbeat, but I only have 137. So the reason I would do that is because it's so hard to get that skill on a 3S random roll. It's so hard. And there's two other skills that are very difficult to do in that entity. And that's, okay, let me rewind just a little bit. Aeon and Alexandria, the only two officers in this warfare section, or what I call them battle officers or combat officers, that can give you the opportunity to have, let's see here, your increased damage, reduces damage taken from long range. So you can see here I have this one maxed. I had to force push this one with 1,000 fragments to get that unlocked. So this is the most important attribute you can have with this officer. Yes, there's a lot of other beneficial ones, and yes, a lot of people are like, oh, I want high LRA and stuff like, yeah, that's cool. It looks good if you quickly view it, but people who know what they're actually doing, the stat that matters more than that is your reduction to long-range attack. Now, there's a different, and I've got another video out. I explained all this, but I'm just doing what I do on a daily basis. So, in order to dial back in to what I was saying earlier, so I do my diligence stores. I go through, I refresh all 10 of these. I buy my Kingsleys. I buy, my combat officers and my drill officers. And unfortunately, this store does not offer any fragments on these guys yet. These are not offered in that diligence store. And that's, it is what it is. But At the same time, you can take these officers here, because every time you utilize one of these fragments, it goes into that booklet. So I don't think I explained that properly before. So let me just rewind one more time here. I apologize, I'm all over the place. All right, so when I do use a fragment, it'll go into this little, I'll call it a book bank, right? So let's just say I have 137. I think that's what it said. Yeah, 137 here, right? And your unworldly skills. So I'll do a quick roll. Let me see if I got anyone that's got a little bit. 42. I don't want to use that. I'm going to level him up. Okay, here we go. Perfect. This guy will work. So I'll remodel. I won't even do anything here. So if you can see this section here, if I click on any of these, it'll take the fragment cost, right? So if I declick, it'll use just one, right? And that's good. That's critical. So if you don't have your 3S's, and until I lock in my 3S's, I never use this feature. I will wait until I can get a 3S, and when I get a 3S, I lock that 3S in if it's something I'm seeking. So at this point, it'll cost me 5 fragments to roll one time. But if you don't have that 3S, it's cheaper to unlock every one of these tiers. I have blues or purples or whatever. But until every one of these are unlocked, it's not cost efficient to roll it until you get like a 3S. Let's just say I have one of these unlocked, just one, because there are times where you don't have all 6, or was it 2, 4, 5 of them open. It's cheaper to save these fragments and unlock them all the way. And then that's when you start getting to what I'm about to show you right now. So at this point, if I click just one, it'll cost me 2 fragments. Just this right here is just locking it in. So I'm gonna go all the way down just to show you an example here. And this is actually perfect because I don't have a 3S here on this guy. So it'll cost me 5, and I remodel. Boom. And as you see, it went from here to my booklets. Right? I don't need to go any further right now because I like to do only 5 a day. I'm superstitious like that, and I feel like there's a backwards algorithm that prevents me from getting a 3S roll if I do any more than that. Old school guys like me have the same belief. So anyway, moving forward, that's kind of my layout for a daily, and then I'll go in, and it's smart to also grab all the way here to get your tracker fragments if you're a C30 and above. If you can do all these little dailies, every 2 days you'll get an extra tracker fragment. What this tracker fragment does, if you go into your bag, I've been saving them up because I'm max level at the moment, but if you use it, let's see here, it'll give you, I want to say it's 1,000 uranium. Don't quote me on that. I'm not using it right now, but the XP is pretty good too. I think it's like 8,000 XP and 1,000 uranium. The reason I'm not using it is because I'm max level on my commander skills. So I'm not going to mess with it until they up the commander cap. So I'm trying to save everything I can, including all of my commander packs. So as at this point, I'm just saving all of this. But for those who are not max cap, you want to try to max your dailies out. You want to do the most you can while balling on a budget, because this game is expensive. So all these little tips and tricks I'm giving you for the lower end spenders, and there's so many variables here. Another one that I'd like to call out is when I get ready to recruit. I don't, unlike most people love that lower line access, and it does help for your recruiting speed. Maybe I should have dialed into that more, but what I like to do instead is use my Brave Star officer for mobility recovery. And what I have here is 21 level 21 in it. It's a 12% boost, and my zombie killing. So when this cap raises, I'll be able to do a little bit more with what I have. But for the moment, you can also see my officer skills here. 18 for the fuel, 13, and I interchange him and Saki. Saki's my combat officer. This is my, when I'm not in fighting mode, I'm just passively, the other 28 days of the month, just utilizing him. Same with my Morgan. Morgan never comes out. I got fuel up, my mobility there, and then comprehension. And then if you look here, my zombie kills. Yeah, you don't have to go all the way through the roof with it, but you do want a high mobility recovery, and that's why I said if you can possibly roll that, it will help you in the long game. Yeah, there are things I can reset to make me stronger currently, like if I go to my ranking and in my officer ranking. Yeah, I could definitely liquidate some stuff and become higher up on the board. But I don't need to because I have a system here that will allow me to outgrow these guys without spending any money. And that's when I say that it allows me that mobility recovery rate over a long period of time. So I've been playing this game for a few years now, and I wish I would have started this build day one. And just to recap on it, just go down all the way to the bottom, and this right here is what is most important. And slowing down your monster killing fleet speed. The slower that is, the better off you'll be for passively killing these monsters while you sleep. While you sleep, you would normally just sit at 100. You just sit there because you wouldn't use it. But if you just leave your phone on and just have that one fleet like I have going on right now, this is what I do overnight. I just set this up and it just does it by itself. And I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have about 40 or 50 monster kills. And each one of these usually has an officer XP fragment. That's 40 or 50 I would never have, ever, because I slept. So now I can at least get it, and I don't have to spend a shit ton of money or anything. I just let it run overnight. It's just almost passively, it's a passive income. So here you go, here's another one. So that being said, this is what I recommend if you're a new player. You want to do, like I said, do your dailies. Go in and smash a meld. If you do the melding, it's another little daily attribute that it requires here. Resource, I haven't reinforced anyone or assisted anyone yet today, but just going and clicking on this right here. Small War, he's always a badass, and just back and back out. All you do is look at someone's island and boom, that is now marked off. It's so simple. You can knock your dailies out very easily, and instead of every 4 days by getting to this portion here to get your uranium, if you do your dailies, you can get another 1,000 boost of uranium every 2 days because you did your dailies. And that adds up quite a lot, especially because in December they're unlocking C40. I don't know what the level cap is for the commander. Remember we talked about the level 70 portion? It may raise, it may not. But anyway, this is kind of my daily routine. What I do, I go in, I check, and of course I go do my infinite zombies. You always want to do these, and you want to grab your alloys and scroll all the way down and grab your officer XP.